The biggest mistake men make is thinking a kiss begins on the lips. It does not. It begins much earlier. In the silence between two sentences, in the way she watches your mouth when you stop talking, in the tiny moment where she forgets to look away. And if you miss that moment, nothing you do next will feel powerful. It will feel forced. Most people think attraction is created by saying the perfect line, touching the perfect place, or making some bold move that feels like confidence. But psychologists have noticed something darker about desire. The human brain does not chase what is available too easily. It chases what feels emotionally dangerous, but still safe enough to enter. That is the secret. Not pressure, not tricks, not some cheap move you copied from a video. Real attraction happens when her nervous system feels two things at the same time: safety and tension. Because when a woman feels safe with you, she relaxes. But when she feels tension with you, she becomes curious. And curiosity is where desire begins to breathe. Imagine this. You are sitting beside her. The conversation slows down, not dies, slows. Her voice becomes softer. She is not checking her phone. She is not looking around the room. She is present. Her body is angled toward you, even if she is pretending it is accidental. That is when most men ruin everything. They rush. They try to prove something. They lean in too fast, talk too much, touch without reading the room, and destroy the invisible thread that was pulling her closer. But the man who understands psychology does something different. He pauses. He lets the silence speak. He lets her feel the weight of the moment. Because silence, when used with respect, does something words cannot do. It forces the truth to rise. It reveals whether the attraction is real or only in your imagination. And this is where the first forbidden rule begins. Before you ever kiss her, you must make her feel like the kiss is already happening in her mind. Not by manipulation, by presence, by eye contact that does not beg, by calm energy that does not chase, by making her feel that you are not desperate to take something from her, but powerful enough to wait until she chooses it too. Because the kiss that changes everything is not stolen, it is invited. And the place you kiss her first is not her neck, her lips, or her skin. It is her sense of control. The most powerful place to kiss someone is not a place on the body. It is a moment. And most men never learn the difference. They think intimacy is about location. The cheek, the neck, the forehead, the lips. But in love psychology, the body only responds after the mind has already opened the door, and the mind opens through emotional contrast. This is why one person can touch her hand and make her feel nothing, while another person can simply look at her differently and make her heart start moving faster. Same room, same moment, different energy. Behavioral research suggests that attraction intensifies when someone feels seen but not trapped, desired but not pressured, chosen but not hunted. That balance is rare, and because it is rare, it feels dangerous. Picture this. She says something vulnerable. Maybe she laughs about it. Maybe she tries to hide how serious it really was. She tells you, "I don't usually say things like that." And right there, she is not just talking. She is testing. Not in a childish way, in a human way. She is asking without asking, "Can you hold this part of me without using it against me?" This is where weak men perform. They make a joke too fast. They brag. They turn the moment sexual. They try to speed up the connection because they are scared the silence will expose them. But the man who understands the psychology of intimacy slows down. He does not grab. He does not force. He does not become needy. He lets her feel that her vulnerability did not make her lose power. And that feeling is intoxicating. Because in human psychology, people become attached to the person around whom they feel both exposed and protected. not entertained, not impressed, protected. That is why a forehead kiss, when the moment is right, can feel more emotionally intense than a kiss on the lips, not because of the forehead itself, but because it says something without saying it. I see you. You are safe. You do not have to perform right now. And when someone who has been guarded for a long time feels that kind of safety, their defenses do not fall loudly. They fall quietly. That is the part most people miss. Real desire often enters through peace before it becomes passion. But be careful. Because if you use tenderness as a strategy, people feel it. The body detects fake safety faster than the mind can explain it. And once trust breaks, attraction does not just fade. It turns into disgust. But there is a third sign that shows when emotional tension has become real physical desire. And most people notice it only after the moment is already gone. The third sign is the one that destroys people quietly, because it does not look dramatic. It looks small. It looks like her staying 1 second longer than she needed to. It looks like her eyes dropping to your mouth and then coming back to your eyes. It looks like her voice becoming softer, slower, almost private, even if you are in a public place. And here is the disturbing truth. When attraction becomes real, the body often confesses before the person does. Psychologists have noticed that people leak desire through micro-behaviors. They lean in without realizing it. They mirror your movements. They hold eye contact just a little too long. They become more aware of distance. The space between you suddenly starts feeling alive. But this is where many people become dangerous. They mistake nervousness for consent. They mistake politeness for attraction. They mistake silence for permission. And that is how they turn a beautiful moment into something ugly. A person who truly understands emotional psychology does not push through uncertainty. They read it. They respect it. They slow down when the other person pulls back. Because real attraction does not require you to corner someone. It creates a door. And the other person steps closer by choice. Imagine you are walking with her after a long conversation. The night feels quiet. She is close enough that your shoulders almost touch. She is not rushing ahead. She is not creating distance. She looks at you, looks away, then looks back again. That is not a command. It is an invitation to become more aware. So you do not attack the moment. You soften it. You lower your voice. You pause. You let her feel there is space to say yes and space to say no. That space is what makes the moment powerful, because desire that has freedom becomes deeper. Desire that feels trapped becomes fear. And here is the part most people never understand. The most unforgettable kiss is not the one that surprises her. It is the one she feels coming and still chooses not to stop. That is why emotional tension matters more than technique. The mind starts rehearsing the moment before it happens. Her imagination fills in the silence. Her nervous system starts asking, what happens if he gets closer? And if she wants it, she will not just tolerate your closeness. She will participate in it. She will hold the gaze. She will stay in the moment. She will make the distance feel mutual. A kiss does not create attachment by itself. The meaning around the kiss does. Two people can kiss, and one feels nothing the next day. But another person can remember one quiet moment for years, not because the kiss was perfect, but because it touched something deeper than desire. It touched identity. Studies on attachment show that people bond most strongly when emotional intensity meets emotional safety. That is why toxic people become addictive when they mix warmth with withdrawal. They give you closeness, then disappear. They give you attention, then punish you with silence. They make your nervous system confuse anxiety with chemistry. And that is not love. That is emotional conditioning. So if you want to understand real attraction, understand this clearly. The goal is not to make someone beg. The goal is to become the kind of presence they do not feel the need to escape from. Because when someone feels emotionally safe with you, they do not have to perform. When they feel respected by you, they do not have to protect themselves from you. And when desire grows inside that safety, it becomes powerful because it feels chosen, not taken. This is why the most dangerous people in relationships are not always the loud ones. Sometimes they are calm, charming, patient. They know exactly when to give affection and exactly when to remove it. They create hunger by creating absence. They make you doubt yourself, then become the only person who seems able to calm the pain they created. And once you understand this, you will never confuse obsession with connection again. A real connection does not make you smaller. It does not make you chase your own worth. It does not make you sit beside your phone wondering why one message changed the entire temperature of your body. Real attraction feels intense, but it does not feel like losing yourself. So the truth behind the kiss is this: do not focus on where to kiss. Focus on what the moment is saying. Is there trust? Is there mutual desire? Is there calm tension? Is there a clear yes in the body, the eyes, the energy, and the words? Because the kiss that becomes unforgettable is not the one that conquers someone. It is the one that reveals what both people were already feeling. And if someone needs pressure, confusion, fear, jealousy, or manipulation to stay close to you, they were never truly close. They were only caught. And caught is not the same as loved. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe to Dark Psychology Decoded, because the next truth may hurt even more. Sometimes the person you cannot stop thinking about did not love you deeply. They simply understood your wounds before you did.